horrible, unnerving, disheartening. What a stain on Tucson. It's awful. Anyway, awful. I hope that they find her quickly and she's healthy.
It's a very quiet neighborhood. It's a very safe neighborhood. This is highly unusual, and obviously we're very concerned about her. I mean, this is terrible.
It's like something in a movie. It just doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem like it's right here in our neighborhood. It's the talk of the community for sure, and it's just so shocking and so eerie and just doesn't fit.
Those were some of the people from the Catalina Foothills community near Tucson reacting to Nancy Guthrie's shocking disappearance. And Guthrie's children have asked for prayers and for anyone who sees anything unusual, even if you're not in or around Tucson, to reach out to law enforcement. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos says collectively the sheriff and FBI have gotten more than 30,000 calls in 13 days. Lance Leising joins us now. He served as an FBI supervisory special agent for more than 20 years and is a former prosecutor. More recently, he served as the supervisor for the FBI's Phoenix Desert Hawk Violent Crimes Task Force. Lance, thank you so much for being here. What is your take on where things stand now?
You know, I would qualify all of this by we probably know about 5% of what the investigators know.
5%.
We know what's being played out in public. We know the searches that are overt. We know what's been said at the press conferences. But there are multiple avenues investigators are going after, proactive and reactive. Reacting to tips, but also proactive avenues with technology and other devices. But really, the big break in this case, what invigorated this case, is the surveillance images. They came out recently, and not only are the items in those images so a waterfall of tips and leads to proactively go after, but it's the behavior, that mannerisms in there that also give the investigators some glimpse into why this crime was committed.
And Lance, a lot of viewers have raised questions about why it took so long for video of the suspect to be released. What is the procedure for that?
Yeah, the procedure is very quick. Really, in my experience, it was often my decision. I would talk with our media coordinator in the office that would provide advice. It's an expert on dealing with the media. Why are we releasing the video images? And really, the factors we used was, would it help the case? Would these images help the case? There was always something, though, that we would leave out of the media. And it wasn't because we were trying to hide anything. It was simply because we needed some way to validate tips that were coming in. So it might be a scar or a tattoo in a certain place or something, maybe something we would leave out, so that when we got tips and we'd ask people about the subject and we knew that only we knew about this certain item, then we could validate that tip. If that suspect had that item, we knew it was a priority tip.
Lance, you're in Phoenix. I'm from the Phoenix area. Does the proximity to Mexico change the investigation? I mean, would the FBI be in contact with Mexican authorities to be on the lookout? Would technology that we have access to in the U.S. be available for authorities there?
Yeah, sometimes. So living in Arizona or any border state, you're always concerned about that. And if there were immediate indications of a cross-border kidnapping, time is of the essence. You're getting a be on the lookout warning, a BOLO out to all ports of entry. Border Patrol is going to be looking for the suspect and vehicles. We didn't have that in this case. There was no immediate indication of cross-border. But I guarantee what we have now is FBI and deputies going to Border Patrol and looking at all the data at those ports of entry from the time it would have taken to drive from Nancy's house to those ports of entry. And then more importantly, you're getting international tips, I am sure. FBI has offices in Mexico and many other countries. They're using their diplomatic skills, their relationships with the FBI's equivalent in those countries to track those evidence down, cover those leads in Mexico, and then get the information back to the investigators.
Lance Leising, we really have appreciated your expertise in talking to you. Thank you so much.
So let's get to more viewer questions.
Yeah, okay, so let's go to this one that I saw a lot of. Two kind of variations I'm going to read to you. One is, do they check stores where that backpack is sold, that 25-liter Ozark Trek backpack? And then another person, Carson Wolf, posted, who was the last one to order a ski mask off Amazon in that area? Is that something investigators can find out?
These are great questions, and they absolutely are. So the Ozark Trail Hiker backpack, that is made by Walmart. And so we actually reached out to Walmart. They declined to comment, but we know that investigators are looking at that. They're talking to these brands, right? And a Walmart, a big corporation, and they're going to track online purchases. They're going to track in-store purchases in the area. That is absolutely part of this investigation, and they devote a lot of resources to just this. As soon as they got that video, they were figuring out what he was wearing, what kind of backpack, and they were right out of the gate.
To me, felt like a little bit long before they got that description out. We got the video, and then it was like 24 hours until we got the exact make and model of the backpack. Maybe it's just because I'm of like the TikTok attention span.
Well, I would say that the FBI had figured out the make of the clothing
well before they put it out.
Yeah.
And then do they look for like bulk purchases, like someone who bought the backpack and the ski mask? Because to me, just the backpack would be kind of a needle in the haystack.
And look, they're also looking, did this person go to a store and buy all the purchases at once? I mean, that would be the best for them, and that line of inquiry is underway, and that you can be sure that they're going to these stores in this area that sell that type of product.
We have two different questions. I'm going to combine them. One viewer asked, how do they know it's a man? And another viewer asked, what about the shoes and prints?
Great question. We haven't heard, I'll take the last part first. We haven't heard about a footprint or a tire mark in the road. And it's unclear to me if the FBI has that and they're just not putting it out there, or if they don't have that. Now, those sneakers, perhaps it just didn't leave a mark clear enough, but that is absolutely something that the detectives that secure that crime scene would have been looking for, and they might even have it, and we're just not hearing about it yet. Let's hope that's the case. And in terms of...
How do they know it's a man?
How do they know it's a man? Good question. They're analyzing the build, the height, and the FBI has experts that do exactly this. This is their job. They are professionals at this, and they've determined that, and that's who was involved in putting out that information.
Okay. All right. Again, officials are asking anyone with information to call the sheriff's number on your screen or 1-800-CALL-FBI.